Good morning, Kasturians. So today we are going to discuss the chapter electromagnetic induction. And in this chapter, particularly the topic which we are going to discuss today is AC generator. Okay, so let us start. First of all, what is an AC generator? It is a device which converts one form of energy into another form of energy. Now, which form of energy is converted into which form of energy through this AC generator? This generator helps in the conversion of mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Okay, so this device, it is also called a dynamo, or we can also call this device as an alternator. Okay, now why do we call it as alternator and dynamo? We will be discussing in the further discussion. Okay, now what is the principle of working of this AC generator? It works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. Now let us discuss some details of the working principle of this AC generator. The working, we can say, it works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. Okay, now we already know what is the principle of electromagnetic induction. What is it? When a coil is rotated in the uniform magnetic field, or we can say when there is change in the we can say the magnetic field is changing. What happens when the magnetic field is changing? The magnetic flux linked with the coil also changes. Okay, and we already know what happens when there is change in magnetic flux. Okay, what happens when there is change in magnetic flux? There is an EMF which is induced in the, we can say, in the setup, or in, and due to this change in EMF, we can say there is a current produced in the coil, or we can say the setup that we are using, there is some current induced in that setup. Okay, now what are the components of this AC generator? The components are as follows. First, we are having a field magnet, then an armature is there, then there are two slip rings, then there are brushes, and then a motor is also needed in this device. Okay, one by one we will go on discussing about each of the component. So let us start with the first one. What is that? That is field magnet. What is a field magnet? It is a powerful electromagnet, or we can say it is a permanent magnet. Okay, we can say the magnetic field of this magnetic field, due to this magnet, it is very strong. Okay, now what does this field magnet do? It is used here to produce a very strong magnetic field in the region between its poles. What are the poles of the magnets? We already know the poles of the magnets are north pole and south pole, and you can, as you can see from the image also, you can see a magnetic field is produced from north pole to south pole, and this is the coil which is rotated by this AC generator. Okay, now there is what is the next component? It is an armature. What is an armature? It consists of a rectangular coil which is having a very large number of, we can say, very large number of turns, which are wound on an insulated copper wire. Okay, as you can see from the previous image, see, this is a coil that we are talking about. This is to be rotated using this AC generator. So we can see what is armature. We have already discussed what does this armature do. It is used to rotate the magnetic field of this field magnet. Okay, the field magnet that is used in this we can say in this apparatus. So we need to rotate the we can say the coil. Okay, the coil about its axis which is perpendicular to the field. Okay, so basically it is used to rotate the, we can say, the rectangular coil that we are using here. Okay, as you can see the armature, you can see this, the armature, it is it looks like this. Okay, now what are the slip rings? The, we can say, what are the slip rings? As you can see from this figure also, this pink portion, these are the slip rings. And what are they, we can say that they are the two ends of the armature coil. We have already discussed what is armature coil. So these slip rings, they are the we can say ends of the armature coil, and they are connected coaxial to the brass ring that is used here, the ring which is used to rotate. Now these rings are also are known as slip rings. Okay, and these rings, they are fixed to the same shaft. We can say here we have used one more component that we will be discussing. They are fixed to the same shaft. And why this shaft? What does this shaft do? It is used to rotate the coil. Okay, and as we know that as the armature coil rotates the slip rings, okay, what is the use of armature? It helps in the rotation of slip rings, okay, and also rotate them about the same position, okay. It is also helps to rotate the we can say they are, but we already know what does the armature do. Armature rotate helps in rotation of slip rings, okay. Now rotation of slip rings about the same axis, okay. Now as you can see, these are the two carbon brushes, and already told about these are the slip rings, and this is the wire, and this is the coil. We can say this is the armature of the we can say the coil, which is here rectangular coil. Now let us see what are brushes. See, these brushes, we can say these brushes, they are the two graphite, or we can say some flexible metallic rods, okay. So these rods are known as, we can say, brushes, and they are very lightly pressed against the slip rings, okay. They are pressed against the slip rings. Why? Because we can say through these brushes what happens, the current induced in the armature coil, okay, where this current induced, this is fed, or we can say this is passed on to the external circuit by the means of these wires, or we can say these brushes. Now what is a motor? It is a component which is used to drive the AC generator, okay. Some we can say some power is needed to drive this AC generator, okay. So this power is supplied by using this motor, okay. Now this motor, or we can say there may be any type of rotating machine which may be used as, we can say this motor, it can be any type of rotating machine. For example, it can be a diesel engine, or we can use a steam turbine as a motor, or we can we already calling it as motor. Now what is the principle of working? First of all, let us have the look at this figure. We already know what are they. What are these are the bar magnets that are used here, okay, to provide the magnetic field. And this is the coil, the rectangular coil, which is to be rotated using this magnetic field. And this is the external circuit, and you can already see the slip rings, okay, and the armature. And you can see here this coil is rotating with an angular frequency which is omega. Now here, and from this figure you can see the very we can say the very inside view of this diagram, which is here you are having coil which is to be rotated between north and south poles, okay. And here you are having slip rings and the wires to be connected to the we can say the external circuit. Now let us see what is the working of this. See, the AC, we already know this AC generator, it is working on the we can say on the principle of electromagnetic induction, okay. So it uses, we can say it uses Faraday laws of induction, okay, for its working basic principle of working. Now we already know it consists of a wire which is rotated, or which is rotating in the magnetic field, okay. As this coil rotates, what happens? As this coil rotates, there is some magnetic flux which is generated, okay, about this coil. Now what is happening? If the magnetic flux is generating, okay, there will be some, we can say there will be some current induced in the circuit. Now as we already know, which law gives us the Faraday's we can say EMF, or we can say electromagnetic force, which law defines this EMF? It is the Faraday Faraday's laws which defines the electromotive force, okay. Now what is the angle? We already know that there is some angular frequency, that is omega, that is changing of the, we can say this coil is changing with some angular frequency omega, okay. So this is defined as we can say omega, which is angular frequency which is changing. Now we can see that now we already know, as you can see that this coil is rotating with some angular frequency omega, okay. So we can say that if this coil rotates with the angular frequency omega, so we can say, we already know that there will be some magnetic flux generated. Why? Because this coil is rotating, so there is change in some we can say there is some change in magnetic flux, due to which magnetic we can say EMF is generated. So this phi, or we can say the magnetic flux, it is given by BA cos theta. Now as we can see, this coil rotates, so the magnetic flux linked with this coil also changes, and we already know what happens when magnetic flux linked with the coil changes. There is some induced EMF setup, and we already know from Faraday's laws what is the formula for induced EMF, which is you can see here, induced EMF is equals to minus d phi by dt, and if we put this value of phi from this equation to this equation, what happens, it becomes minus d by dt b a cos omega t. Okay, now if we integrate this thing, see, b and a, they are constant, so they will be coming outside, and if we differentiate this d by dt with cos omega t, what happens, differentiation of cos omega t is omega, we can say minus omega sin omega t, and one minus will come from the differentiation, and one minus is here, minus and minus they get cancelled. Okay, so what we are left with, b a omega sin omega t. Okay, now this is the formula for EMF which is induced in the coil. Now if we are having n number of turns in the coil, the what does the formula becomes, it simply becomes EMF becomes n b a omega sin omega t. What is happening here, we have simply multiplied this EMF by the number of turns. Okay, now when will this EMF induce, it will be maximum at 90 degree, that is when this coil is placed perpendicular to the, we can say, field. Okay, when this coil is placed perpendicular to the field, we can say this coil is, we can say this coil is parallel to the magnetic field. This sorry, we can say that the coil, the plane of coil, it is parallel to the magnetic field. Okay, so what will be the value of EMF, now the maximum EMF, it will be, this maximum EMF is denoted by E naught. Okay, so the value of maximum EMF, it will be n b a and omega. Okay, so this E naught, it is n b omega. So now how do we write this EMF, it is equals to E naught sin omega t. Okay, now as you can see from these figures, what is happening, see, when you can see from here graph, where theta, that is angle between the coil and the magnetic field, is 0, what is happening, we already know the value of EMF, that is E naught sin omega t. So sin 0, theta is 0, so sin is 0, so what will be the magnetic, we can say the EMF induced, it will be 0. Okay, so you can see there is 0 EMF induced in the coil when it is placed an angle theta with the we can say with the magnetic field. Now if the angle is 90 degree, or that we can say pi by 2, what is happening, we already know, if there is the angle is 90 degree, what is the value of EMF, that is, we can say the maximum value, that is n b a omega. Okay, now if we can say if theta between them is pi, that means 180 degree, and what will be the value of pi, we can say sin pi, it will be sine of every pi is 0, we already know, so it will be we will be getting 0 value. So we can see when it is see the orientation of this first and the third, we can say third part, that is when the coils are placed at angle 0 degree and pi degree. So we get the value of magnetic flux, or we can say sorry, we get the value of induced EMF as 0, that means we get no induced EMF in these orientations. And similarly, when this value becomes 3 pi by 2, that means maximum in the opposite direction. Okay, so we will be getting the, here we will be getting again maximum, but in the opposite direction. Why? Because now orientation of this, we can say PQRS, this coil, it is exactly opposite to the orientation of this coil. Okay, so so we will be getting again maximum magnetic field, but we will be getting it in opposite direction. Okay, now again if this coil is rotated, what happens, when this coil is again rotated, again it gets it makes an angle now 2 pi with the we can say the magnetic field. Okay, and we already know sine of 2 pi is also 0, so again we will be getting 0 magnetic field, 0 EMF induced. Okay, so we can say the rotations at 0 degree, pi and 2 pi, we can say integral of every pi, we will be getting 0 EMF, whereas when for the angles at pi by 2, 3 pi by 2 and so on, we will be getting maximum EMF. Okay, as you can see from these calculations also, so these are the same calculations, that is when angle is 0 degree, and we can say when angle is pi by 2, we get maximum EMF, when angle is pi, EMF is 0, and now when angle is 3 pi by 2, we are getting the maximum value of pi but in opposite direction, so we will be getting E as equals to minus E naught, in we can say maximum EMF but in opposite direction. Similarly with when we can say our theta or omega t is 2 pi, what do we get? Again EMF is 0. Why? Sine of every pi is 0. Okay, so what we can say that EMF, such an EMF, it is also called sinusoidal, or we can say alternating EMF. Why? It is changing for every, we can say, for every angle or for every rotation. Now let us discuss some of the applications of this, we can say, application of this AC generator. Okay, now these AC generators, they can be used as, we can say, first application is electric generators. In electric generators, what happens, these alternators, or what is alternator, we already have discussed. This is a second name for AC generator. AC generator are also known as alternators and also dynamos. So we can say these alternators, they are used in, we can say, modern automobiles. That means our day to day, we can say, day to day automobile systems. How they are used? They are used to charge the battery and to power, or we can say to supply power to the electrical systems. Okay, that we can see in the engines which are running. Okay, now we can also use these, we can say, these AC generators. How we can further use them? We can also use them as diesel electric locomotive alternators. Okay, what is the use of these AC generators? In these, they are used for supplying, or we can say they are used for moving the alternator, which we can say, which provides electricity to the motors. Okay, so there are various other applications also for these AC generators. Okay, but we will be discussing here only two applications. Okay, now further we will be discussing in the next class. So thank you, that was all for today. Thank you.